What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? Y'all already know what it is, man. Wish y'all a happy holiday, man. It's Wink Wednesday. If y'all new to Sauce Sports, man, welcome to Sauce Sports. You know, like I say, Houston, Texas, Homer Network. We talking all sports, but only Houston, man. We're gonna do something a little bit different tonight, man. It's a holiday. We're gonna do a little bit of fan appreciation. We want to know what y'all got going on. It's a little bit of news going on around the city. We're gonna touch on some of that too, but it's basically tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna throw it out there to y'all, and like what y'all want to talk about, that's what we're gonna address, and we're gonna just have a good old time, talk a little shit, and you know, do the damn thing. Wink, how you doing this evening, man? What's going on with you?
Man, shit, everything's everything, man. Shit, just glad to live another day. You know what I'm saying? To get to celebrate with my family, and shit. Looking forward to tomorrow, man. Shit, that's about all I can say. Already.
Man, so like I say, man, I know it's some people call it the 4th of July, some people call it Independence Day, some people just call it a fucking day off work, so they ain't tripping.
Yeah, that's what it is for me, a day off work. That's it.
And so like I say, so we just gonna, like I say, man, it's about y'all this evening. You know, we want to take the time out from time to time just to appreciate y'all, man, and let y'all know we appreciate the fact, like I say, y'all fuck with us. Y'all fuck with Sauce Nation on a variety of platforms, man. And like I say, but we're going to talk about a little bit of stuff going on around us. We're going to touch on some of the Rockets news. We're going to touch on a couple of things with the Texans. And like I say, if y'all want to have some Astros comments, y'all know I don't know shit about it, but I'll do my best to act like I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, for as far as I know we had a couple of injuries and a couple of guys get hurt, so we can talk about that a little bit.
I know that the Stros was just playing the Rangers and shit earlier today in Arlington. I'm out here. So, shit, hopefully that game, they won that game.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know if it was. I know they won one recently. It might have been yesterday. I didn't even keep order. I know they won 5-3, something like that. So like I said, let's see what we got in the mix, man. Y'all know we got to show a little bit of love. Y'all know how we start this thing off, man. Y'all are the freshest motherfucking ingredients. So the least that we can do is show y'all a little bit of love. So if you from the city, and the city is the motherfucking city of Houston, you know what I'm saying? So if you're from the city, man, shout out your side with pride. If you're not from the city, you got to let us know where you're from so we can send some love directly in your direction, man. Like I say, it's all about the love, man. We appreciate y'all. Even if y'all, you know we got a few other flavors sprinkled in here, but as long as y'all coming in here, y'all ain't no salt, man. You know it's all love. So who we got in the mix? We got No Mamas, OB Highlight. What's the motherfucking deal, OB? McVice, Kyle Wynn, Anthony Gucci. Anthony, you be coming here with that hate, but you know you love the flavor, nigga.
Oh, yeah.
Little MC Slayton, man. I don't even know how I'm saying. Look, I've got your name all fucked up. I'm just gonna call you Slayton 26. What's the motherfucking deal? Darren Davis. What's the motherfucking deal? The Coon.
What up, Darren? What up, Darren? Hey,
Nathan. Miss Voodoo. What's the motherfucking deal? You know, like I say, holding down the market. Look, when Voodoo be slacking, I know I can count on Miss Voodoo because Voodoo be, you know, he be over there eating and shit, playing with Pedro.
And shit. He got cookies all in his nails and shit, all kind of bullshit. Yeah, and macaroni and shit all over his shirt.
God damn. What's the motherfucking deal? 335. You know that's my boy, man. 335 fuck with me the long way, man. He be fucking with the den, the mixer. He show love all across the board, man.
Brandon always be showing love, man.
Yes,
he always be on it. He be in my streams, be holding it down as a mod. You know what I'm saying? I had to make a bunch of people mods recently. Yeah. I was like, everybody that came in first was a mod, but you know, it was mandatory for everybody from the round table to be mods.
Yeah. That boy dude say damn straight he love his food. HTX Savage, what's the motherfucking deal? Ed, man, always good to see you. Say you missed that boy Wink. That's what's shaking.
Cool, man. What's going on, man? We're good.
Let's see. Main account, Northside Scrooston, the Slum. You know, y'all, we got to give y'all a name, even though that's like the safest place in town. Northside. What you got?
Don't shit go down on 1960 Club. Don't shit go down on 1960.
Representing the safe side. Unique, what's the motherfucking deal? Say the game's still going on. They're tied up right now.
Unique, what's going on? Shit, she be active on Twitter though. She don't be on this YouTube shit like that no more. But she be on Twitter. She be liking motherfucker tweets, retweets and shit. Man, shout out to you, Unique, bro. She be on it.
Unique is definitely holding it down, man. Boss Keys, what's the motherfucking deal, man?
Oh yeah, Boss Keys. Yeah, I saw you was in my last stream, man. Shout out to you, man, because hey. I appreciate all that love y'all was showing in my last stream I did the other day.
Yeah. So, man, I know y'all. So, I know how did the rain affect y'all's holiday plans today, man? I see a lot of people talking about the rain. I mean, look, I was out and about and taking care of some shit earlier this morning. It was pouring down. It kind of eased up later on, but I know they canceled the what is that, the big show that they normally, well, they canceled a bunch of concerts across the board. I think the fireworks shows are still supposed to go on. White Persuasion, last day in the age, man. What's going down, White Persuasion? Where you headed, man? You know what I'm saying? Look, you supposed to stay in the city. Where you shooting off to, man? You know what I'm saying? You say you sliding. It's your last day in the age. What's going down, man? Don't let me find out they ran you up out the city, man. Let us know who we got to holler at, man. We got you. So you left the windows cracked. So yeah, you went swimming in the car today.
No.
So you want to San Antonio for school? Okay, I can respect that, man. Look, don't let them try to convert you to a Spurs fan or nothing like that, man. Look, get you a stick. Anybody come with that bullshit, just pop them upside the head.
If we find out you didn't convert it, bro, we're gonna have to have a talk with you.
We're gonna have an intervention. What was that say? Intervention. Yeah, we're gonna have to look. We're gonna say, hey man, yeah, come on, we having a sauce meeting, man, and you're gonna pull up, everybody gonna be sitting in a circle. White persuasion, we need to talk to you about some things. We found out that you've been rooting for the Spurs. What's going on? But so he left for the churro. The big girls in the churros, you're gonna be pimping big hoes on the river walk. I ain't mad at you, big dog. Nas, what's the motherfucker do you say? Rain for most of your birthday. Well, happy birthday, man. If it's your birthday today already. But yeah, man, wife persuasion, absolutely. We want to see you do good, man. Like I say, intelligence and education is a wonderful thing, man. Embrace that shit. So congratulations on that. So you wonder what the majority of A&M and UT fans root for in the NBA? They probably a lot of them leaning with the Spurs. You probably got some Mavericks fans, but
I think with UT because people are so scattered, but you got a lot of people that's outside of Houston that love Houston. Shit's like motherfuckers from San Antonio, they ride slab. They get Austin don't have no team. I mean, shit. They ride with a lot of shit that Houston does. Like, people from Austin love Houston. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? El Paso, they ain't got nobody to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Except for the drug trade. You know what I'm saying?
They look up to El Chapo.
Yeah, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, outside of that, ain't nothing popping for them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's really about it.
Really, Durf Dog, you say waiting on OKC to cut Melo. Yeah, I want to see what's going to happen with that. That's going to be interesting. Like, because I've heard variations. You know that Paul George is staying. They say they might try to keep him. I've heard people say they're going to still try to cut him. We'll see what's happening, man. Like right now, you know, I wasn't just necessarily super big on the whole Melo situation, but if we can find a way to finagle Anderson up out of here, I'll take anything. Anything over Ryan Anderson right now. Say the Valley roots for the Cowboys. Well, you know, you got a lot of folks in just Texas when there was no other team in Houston who gravitated and went to the Cowboys or went to whatever. But I guarantee you this, there's going to be a lot of them same people who rooting for the Cowboys will defect. Once, you know, like I say, some of them going to defect this year once Houston and Dallas play and we go ahead and get that W. But when because Houston will get a Super Bowl before Dallas does. And once Houston gets that next Super Bowl, you're going to have a lot of fans around Texas who are not necessarily from Dallas. You're going to see them low-key converting. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see that little spread of Texans fans. Who's going to replace Ariza? Interesting question, man. Very interesting question. So we're gonna see what's happening. We definitely going to see what's happening. So he ain't just getting a 1 year extension, or he's supposed to get a whole contract. How's that supposed to shake? Because I thought he was only supposed to get the 1 year, the $28 million this year. Because hell no, ain't nobody go. I saw that $100 million something that they were talking about, but I didn't look into the details. You say at A&M is a mix, but the most part Houston fans. Okay, what's up, Allie? Man, it's a good time, long time. I don't think I've seen you in a minute, but if you have been, my fault if I've been overlooking you.
Make sure one favor I got to ask everybody in the stream is just to go ahead and share the stream on y'all social networks and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So the sauce can be prepared for everybody, and we can keep adding ingredients to all this sauce.
Exactly. Like I said, we got some good stuff, man. Like I'm telling y'all, man, it's some. You know, we gonna have some news at the end of the month, depending on how things turn out. Like I say, either way, it should be relatively good news, but it could be better. It could be all right. So like I say, we gonna see, but we gonna keep pumping hard to the end of the month. So like I say, yeah, man, if it's on any social media platform you fuck with, if you just share the videos, if you fuck with the gram, man, tag 10 friends on a post. Next time something get posted, so they can know what's shaking, you know, so they can be in here on time.
And get them likes up, because y'all bullshit. There's 32 people with 14 likes.
Man, hit
that's
that.
some whole shit.
Oh yeah, hit that like. But yeah, let me get the bank open for you. My bad, Miss Voodoo. Okay, let me crank the bank open. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all can flip some sauce. They said 290 supposed to be working toward. I don't know, man. This flooding issue in Houston is a little crazy, you know. And it seems like it's been, you know, I know it's always been some issues with it, but it seems like more so as of late. Maybe we just still got those close memories of Harvey and everything, but it just seems like
It's
more
too much
so.
construction going on. I was telling my mom when she called me. I say it's too much construction going on, and the assholes who thought of this shit. And I think they did this shit on purpose because they are gentrifying a lot of areas. You know, let's just be frank. You know, they want those people. You know, so they can go ahead. They don't have no other means. You know, to move anywhere else and start over because they still invested in places where they got. Now I'm pretty sure insurance, home insurance, is going to be a major factor playing into that. So when they get bucked up and they have no choice but to move out of the neighborhoods that people want to take over, you know, it only makes sense for them to have this situation because there's no reason for Houston to constantly be underwater.
Yeah.
And it's mainly due to the places where construction and shit like that are taking place. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just coming back to Houston and seeing how different Houston looked, you know, over this past weekend, man, Houston is totally different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things are still the same. A lot of things are still the same, man. I didn't expect nigga to have so many wings in my goddamn chicken dinner. I mean, my wing dinner I got this past Sunday.
You slid through?
Man, what? Right before. What? Did I? Did I?
Already. Looks like you couldn't leave without it, huh?
I hit Papa those up Friday night. You know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and get the gumbo, you know, with the andouille sausage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the motherfucking etouffee. You already know what it is, man.
Okay.
I had to get the fried catfish. You know, baby, she ate whatever the hell it was that she, you know what I'm saying? You know, had to put on game. She when she tasted that Timmy Chan wing dinner, you know, them wings, she was like, oh my god, like I was like, hey, I tried to tell you.
Really, it's going down here, man.
Only places I ain't really get to hit up that I really wanted to hit up when I was back when I wanted to hit French's and I ain't get to get no Shipley's, but it's all good though. Yeah. You know, I ain't really tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling all of you crawfish lovers, if you are a crawfish fan, you have to go on Bel Air off of 59 and go to Crawfish and Noodles. If you watch food shows and if you ever heard of a show called Ugly Delicious, it's on Netflix. The episode 4 is specifically for Houston, Texas, and it's talking about crawfish, and this is how I got on. If you a crawfish lover, you have never had crawfish in your life. You ain't never really, truly ate crawfish until you go to Crawfish and Noodles on Bel Air. I swear to God, you will never eat crawfish ever again if it don't taste like this. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. So if y'all need to plug or look that shit up on your Google app or some shit like that, I'm telling you, well worth it.
Okay. Crawfish and noodles. Look, I done wrote it down. I'm gonna make sure to do some investigating into the situation. Let me make sure we got this all properly put together here real quick. But like I say, man, we really talking to y'all, man. We just want to know how y'all feeling, what y'all had planned, how y'all's holiday has been. Because like I say, it's just every now and then we got to take a little time to appreciate Sauce Nation and like I say, the love that they show. You say you eat all the crawfish or just the tail? Man,
well, I mean, I eat just the tail, but you know, you got to get all the juice out the head. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to do what's right. You know, but I never really went to the head. You know, I mean, you tried to. Wait, hold on. Yeah, Cruzito. Yeah. He just dropped the address here. He might know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm writing it down right now.
I'm telling you right now, crawfish and noodles, bro. It's called. Get the Viet Cajun, because it's Vietnamese people that make this. Viet Cajun. Go get it. I'm telling you right now. They add motherfucking garlic butter. Oh God. Oh, with the sauce. Oh God. It's great. I'm telling you, if you ever heard about it, you get on IG, you know, look the shit up. Matter of fact, look the shit up on Netflix first. If you got a Netflix account, make it your business to go look up Ugly Delicious.
Ugly Delicious. I think
it's gonna be a Korean.
Yeah, I think I know.
It's a little Korean dude. It's a Korean dude that was on there. He going from different places because he was talking about crawfish from here to New Orleans and why people haven't adapted across the land. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To eat via Cajun, because this really, after having it, it's the only way to eat it. Yeah, I will never eat it the regular way ever again. Okay.
Yeah, Nate, I can feel you, Nate. Like I say, like when I get in the crawfish, like I'll go hard on some crawfish, but I don't ever go crazy. But like if it's properly seasoned and done right, then I'll go in, because if it's not properly seasoned, then it's not worth the work. You're not lying. If it ain't got the right flavor, it's not worth the work. But
right.
Wow, the Titans cut Suafilo already? Shit.
Already?
Goddamn, I don't know, man. I don't know. You got Ed Man dropping in. You got to watch out with Ed Man. Ed Man sometimes he be dropping that. You know, Ed Man be holding it down. Sometimes Ed Man like to drop that little fake news trolling thing. I have to do some research, man. What's up, Shaq Kush? What's the motherfucking deal?
Voodoo Child, I'm telling you this shit right now. That crawfish platter don't stand a fucking chance. It don't stand a chance. It don't. No crawfish else in this world stands a chance. It's that goddamn good.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Shaq. I think one of the last time I had some crawfish probably fuck with Shaq because he threw down with some crawfish. It was some what you had there? Some of them Alaskan crab legs or some shit. Yeah, he had hooked it up, man. Them hoes was holding. And
seafood. If seafood, I'm there, bro.
Yeah. He threw some little stuff together. Then now I think it was that time, and then after that, I think when Fresh had threw something together, he had some shit going down. He did some little citrusy shit with his shit. That's some shit I had never really quite tasted before. That shit would taste pretty good the way it did them hoes too.
Yeah.
There go Unique. Ain't no one in Houston can cook. What you talking?
Man,
about?
just stop it.
Yeah. You and your biases. You know what I'm saying? You still on that? On that Colorado cloud still?
You know how I knew. Matter of fact, and when they showed the people. Because they showed the French Quarter in the episode. So there's places on the French Quarter or whatever that this show they made them the regular way. And when the motherfucker pulled out the Zatarain brocks, I already knew. If you really Creole, if you eat true Creole food, you do not fuck with Zatarains. Not they rice, not they seasoning, not none of that shit. When you make gumbo, you use that green powder gumbo filet. You do not make gumbo with fucking with Zatarains. If you use that, it ain't even true gumbo, and I would throw that shit away in your face.
Man, like I say, and you got a point, Voodoo Child, 'cause you got to think about it. Yeah, Katrina had a lot of transplants come from out there. They brought some flavor with them, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them stayed. A lot of them never went back. So a lot of that got infiltrated into the city style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, look. Don't be too biased.
When we got you, you call. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When we got you, because all I got is Creole family. Like, everybody on my daddy's side is Creole. You know what I'm saying? So, trust me, I already know exactly what it is. It is got to go down the right way.
That's how she got you, Voodoo Child, with the gumbo. She a coon ass. She hit you with that gumbo. You had that first place. She got you. I got hooked at.
Yeah.
Beast Mode, what's the motherfucking deal, man? How you doing? How's your holiday, man? I hope everything is going well. So who's going to catch some fireworks tonight? That's what I want to know. Like I say, this is sauce appreciation. It's free range because we keeping it relative. We ain't gonna go too far. We ain't gonna Kush the in conversation. But like I say, we just want to take some time tonight to appreciate y'all. We're gonna talk a little sports here in between, man. But like I say, it's about y'all this evening. And like I said, we don't know how y'all feeling, how y'all doing, man. But again, like I say, I saw somebody ask about Capella. Hasn't been signed yet, but again, the Rockets have released a statement saying that they're going to match any offer that's put out there. But what I'm wondering, it's just if it's going to be a long-term offer put on the table. And like I was saying last night, because if they hit him with that 1-year whole shit, right now they got I think a qualifying offer, and it's like 3-something. Man, Capella deserves more than that. And I talked about last night because, and that shit been bothering me all day now that I think about it too, is that just how would you imagine if you just, you balling like Capella, and then like I say, when you take your little break, you come off the court, and you look down that bench and you see Rhino goofy looking ass just staring off in the la land, knowing he ain't finna get in the game, but knowing this motherfucker making $20 million a year and you only getting 3 or 4. And you contributing, 1,000 times the effort that he is, that makes you feel some kind of way. Like, I mean, I know we want to say, it doesn't, but let's be realistic, man. If you putting in the work and somebody else getting more credit, you going to feel a particular kind of way, you
absolutely.
Like you're a wanted player. Like when nobody wants to pick up Rhino, nobody trying to pick up that contract, but we've heard, now a lot of people have gotten out of the conversation, but there's a lot of interest in Capella initially. You know what I mean? Right. Oh, yeah, look, yeah. Oh, your dogs and fireworks don't mix. Yeah, they don't like that shit. Thunder and fucking fireworks. Dogs don't fuck with that shit.
No.
Texas Outlaws 420, what's the motherfucking deal? You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, we're going to have a Kush Den tonight, too. We're gonna talk about some interesting things in the Kush Den. And then, Kush, we'll do a mixer probably after the Kush Den a little bit later on. So
shout out to Man Up, man.
Yes, sir. Man Up, what's the motherfucking deal? I hope all is well, man.
Shout out to Ed, man, and everybody else who had shouted me out in the stream earlier, man.
That boy say be careful. It might be another JPP situation. Yeah, guard your fingers, man. Don't be out there all willy-nilly with the fireworks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be tripping. But yeah, that's what I was saying too, though. If we don't treat him better, because again, if he did get a little 1-year deal for some little chump change, please believe, when he's an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah.
Shit. that motherfucker, he gonna bounce. Like I say, you got to treat him right, man. We got to show him that he's appreciated. The fans already man up. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. Appreciate you following through.
All right, man.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we just got. We got to break a little bread. But what I think they're trying to do is even though it's not a whole lot of money to work with, that they trying to hold now, see what kind of moves they can make, because they feel like either way that they're gonna solidify the return to Clint Capella. So I think they're gonna feel good about that either way. But at the same time, you can't play with this man's emotions, and playing with his emotions is playing with his money is like playing with his emotions. You know what I'm saying? Don't do him like Smokey. JPP blew his fingers off fucking with some fireworks. You know what I'm saying? So he missing, I think, two.
He missing a finger. Yeah, he missing a finger. Yeah, he missing a finger.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's definitely what it was. Jason, Pierre Paul. And,
Joe.
Call him JPP. Yeah, no, not a rapper.
Pierre Paul.
He played for the Giants. He ain't with the Giants still, is he?
No. He played for Tampa Bay.
Played for Tampa Bay. Okay, yeah. No, he's a player, football player.
Yeah, football player. That's it. That's his nickname, JPP.
Yeah. Okay. Say what happened to 50-point quarters? That's still a goal for the Rockets, man. Right now, the goal for the Rockets is retaining the goddamn team. We got to worry about the season when we get it. We just got to make sure we got a whole team, because I think we still got 3 or 4 open roster spots. You know what I mean?
Right.
We already got some solid money spent. I was thinking about the CP3 situation. I know a lot of people were upset about it. But we can't have your cake and eat it too. But this is something that I mentioned, before, because CP3 is the president of the Players Association. Okay? Right. And CP3 pushes the message to all the players: get as much money as you can, because these owners got plenty of money. Right. And I think that if CP3 would have taken anything less, he'd have gone against his word. Now, am I happy about the contract? No. Is it a lot of money? Absolutely. But I cannot knock the man for sticking to his code. You know what I'm saying?
Never. And at the end of the day, man, I mean, especially if this was a league like football, for one, I'll never knock no man for doing what he has to do for his family, especially when he the one taking care of him. If you a man and you in a situation and you got to go out and grind, my wife don't have to work because I'm out here getting it. She gets to sit home, educate my children, make sure that my children are okay, because I don't trust these bitch-ass niggas out here at school districts and these little hating-ass heifers that they got in school, and these little punks out here that's waiting on them, and these motherfucking sexual predators that they got as teachers and assistant principals and shit like that. The school system is fucked up, and I'll be damned if a motherfucking security guard think he finna come in the room and jack up my damn son, because I'm gonna kill one of these bastards. Easy. Like, nigga, I'm gonna take his gun and shoot him with his own gun. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, no question, I'll go to jail happy, and I'm gonna be celebrated in prison as a motherfucking police murdering ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And will not feel bad about it. I'm gonna get all the respect in that hoe.
Look, I'm telling you, that's what I say, man. Yeah, you can't play with the youth, man.
Fuck with my kids.
Like I say, man, look, I think that I believe that in general they may be more good, but again, like I say, there's a lot in that line. There's a lot of sexual predators in that education system, man. And it's like I say, like they say, because they talk about men who go work in these positions because they talk about that's easy for them to target kids. I think it's a lot of women that do that too, that go work in these schools because it's a lot of young, impressionable men. That's why you hear these stories every week or so. But again, we ain't gonna dive too deep into that. We'll be talking about the Kush Den tonight, but we'll be talking about domestic violence in the Kush Den tonight. So
yeah, and unique, of course there's good teachers. Yeah, of course there's good. Well, it's not too many educators, because it's a lot of the guys that are teachers. Educators is a much better word, you know what I'm saying, to you, because I want my children to be educated. I teach them. We're the first teachers, your mother and your father, of these children. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get deep and all philosophical and shit, but it's just like, at the end of the day, schools don't teach my kids, and having black children, I need them to be taught their identity. They need to know their real history, from where they come from. I need them to know shit that ain't gonna be taught in no textbooks. To each his own, for everybody else, but I can't have it. I can't have my kids being miseducated and being taught just to take a standardized test and to be out here working for somebody when they gonna be well versed and shit way before they even get out of high school, so they can own their own business. I'm teaching. I'm making entrepreneurs. Yeah. I mean, to each his own. I want my kids, to own some shit and be the boss of other people. I don't want them to do none of that shit for anybody else.
And you got to teach them because, again, like school system not going to teach them that. It's not going to teach them a lot of life fundamentals because what they teach you in school, man, when they release you and you out on your own, it's a punch in the face. It ain't nothing about the shit that they was so-called, teaching you about shit you ain't going to never use ever again in your life unless you go into a particular profession.
Ain't shit I learned in school that I'm utilizing in real life other than knowing how to read and addition or subtraction. Ain't shit else I learned. Ain't shit else I learned in school is benefiting me in real life right now. Yeah. Like absolutely nothing.
But what if you say you were a damn good teacher and counselor? What if you were a bad teacher but a good counselor? What if you was like good at one and kind of so at the other? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just asking. I'm just throwing some salt. But my thing is, though, she'll break out the yardstick. Yeah, she's going to be like that with the little nun and shit. But again, like I say, we got a little sauce raffle going on, man. Like I say, Sauce Nation. Like I say, it's about y'all this evening. And like I say, we just want to show a little bit of love, man. So like I say, we just covering what y'all want to talk about, speaking about what y'all got going on, getting to know some of the new faces, you know what I'm saying? Getting to reconnect with some of the older faces who've been holding it down.
Of course.
I've been letting the sauce ride for a little bit because, like I said, I was kept telling people I was going to let them be moderator. I fell behind a little bit. I'm going to figure out a little bit something else to do with the sauce at the end of the month. So like I said, we got some other things shaking, some other things working. Like I say, y'all just stay tuned. Say all of your former students were going, what if you just got lucky and they were all good students before they came across you? I'm just saying. What if
exactly?
What if
maybe you actually maybe you might actually know how to reach. You might actually know how to reach your students because you're more personable. You actually are a nurturer, and you actually know how to reach your children and make learning easy for your children. But let's just be real. A lot of your coworkers aren't the same, and they aren't on your level.
Yeah.
Let's just agree. If 95% of the school teachers felt that way, and you actually love that's the thing. You actually love your kids if you own. But how many more of your constituents actually do or educate the way that you do?
Yeah, because you got a lot of them.
I can guarantee you have in a school of maybe 50-some teachers, you may have 10 that do that.
Yeah, but like I say, man, and that's the thing. Like you said, you got to definitely have those who connect. You got a lot of them who just, okay, this is the curriculum, or this is the what's the word I'm looking for, syllabus, and we this is what the school district has told me to teach. I'm not finna go outside the box. I'm not finna really reach I'm just finna go in here, do my job, and go home.
And I hate teachers that teach lies and they know they lies. Like the shit in history, like in social studies and shit, that shit was a bunch of bullshit. Like teaching your kids about Christopher Columbus, this murderer who came here from a boat that the Moors brought him here on. You see, they don't talk about that part of history. They don't actually tell you that black people were on the boat from Africa, showing this Italian man how to even navigate to the United States of America. But they'll brainwash you and actually believe, and people will actually celebrate Christopher Columbus as he's actually some hero out here when he owned slaves. And they trying to get away from even talking about slavery and shit like that. They actually get away about talking about slavery and shit like this and say they were helpers.
Yeah,
I just heard about this.
They
call it. They saying slaves. They saying people who were enslaved as Africans in this country from 1400 to 1516 when we got here on the boats. They said those people were helpers. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's that. Who was the motherfucker? Was it Rand McNally? Who was that motherfuckers used to make them damn textbooks that everybody? It was one of them motherfuckers. They didn't change the game up a lot since what it was. And like I say, and the thing is though, that's why as parents, as you have to go above and beyond because other folks have an agenda and they're gonna teach what they want to teach. You're gonna have to give your children the knowledge that you want them to know. Can't expect anybody else to do for it because they just not. You know what I'm saying? She said, OB said, I read about Columbus with my mom. She said, wow, this wasn't a nice guy. Yeah, that's what I say, though. That's why I say you see a lot of people. You've seen a lot of cities actually, kind of disown the Columbus Day thing and change it to Indigenous Peoples Day.
Unique, I've already changed it. My kids are getting homeschooled. My kids are 5. My oldest daughter's 5 years old, already on the first grade level. Already. She can read. She's learning everything that she needs to know. There's nothing, no school that she can learn in the school that she can't learn from her own bread. My kids come next year will already be learning their first 2 foreign languages outside the sense, it's nothing that I need to put my kids in. Plus, I don't even want to be getting up and worrying about my kids being in school, getting shot up and shit like this. It's already been 21 school shootings, and it's only 23 weeks into this year so far, and it's been damn near a school shooting every week. I just looked at all this shit, and the last few of them, the last 3 consecutively, have been in Texas.
Man, well, you need to talk about shit announce me so I can make a change. Well, I'm thinking about the Michael Jackson song.
Yeah, I already made the change. I'm homeschooling my kids. I'm homeschooling my kids. I don't need a school system to make sure that my children are educated. That's my job. Yeah. Why do I need to think about, why do I need to guess and be lied to by my children to think about what they're doing when I can know firsthand because we're the ones actually teaching them? I'm responsible, and I don't want my children to go out here and they say, "Oh, well, where are your parents? What are they doing? What are they doing this? What are your parents doing with you?" Shit, we educating our children.
Absolutely. Like I say, definitely. I think if you can do it, I definitely agree with homeschooling the kids. Because like I say, we've been talking about that one with the little one here. Just some other moves we gonna make before get things situated. Because like I say, man, it's just a lot of stuff. Like the situation that took place here. I mean, we had that big dramatic. I mean, Santa Fe right there is a big deal. And then, like I say, there was a couple of situations immediately in Houston, the Houston area. I've heard from a couple of different places. They weren't shooting, but about kids bringing guns to school and as young middle school kids. Because what you have is when you give shine to those kind of people. Then you have copycats. Well, you got because you got a lot of people that, I mean, you may have the majority of these kids may be normal, you know what I mean? Right. But you have a lot of losers in the mix, and they just doubt themselves. They have low self-esteem, and they look at it, well, everybody's better than me, and nobody well, then fix your problem. Don't go in there trying to wipe everybody else out.
You know what I hate most about schools is that a lot of these teachers, because a lot of them aren't educators because they aren't actually educated themselves. And I'm not talking about Unique, because I know she's trying to reach me, but she can't, because I'm already past the point of no return. So anything that I would really help you with would be towards kids who actually have their schools in the actual school systems. The main thing I hate about is like when you have a question and you have to feel nervous and you have to feel dumb, for asking a question. When you have to be, why do I want my children not to be confident? Yeah. Why do my children have to feel some kind of way in that they can't be themselves and learn the best way that they know how under your systems? And why do I need my kids being under pressure by being in block schedules and doing homework and being stressed over this and being stressed over that? You got to get up at 7 in the morning, getting out at 3, come home to do homework, do chores. Got to do this shit as a job. Like I'm prepping my children for prison, for the penitentiary. You're on a schedule. You got an alarm going off. The kids are actually learning how to be this and being passed off to another person. It's no different than you being in the county jail or fucking Huntsville. It's no different. It's no different. And you do that, and my kids can get the same type of social skills outside. My children can go to school for 2 to 3 hours, retain information, not forget, not have to go over it a bunch of times. Can go back, go to the drawing board, can tell me these things, and then go out and go meet people. Can still go do activities. Can go to Chuck E. Cheese that day, come home, have a blast, and do it all over again. And they can still be in their night clothes when they learn.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I definitely agree with you. That's what I say, and that's what it's about, man. Like I say, giving them something different, because, like I say, that's going to be the people who aren't going to. Those kids won't be sheeple, because everybody else will be programmed and going into the flow. But when you talk about not being able to communicate, but there's so many social programs out nowadays that you can put kids in, like even little extracurricular sports. They don't have to be a part of school.
My kids communicate with all children. They go right up to them. We take them to parks. We go do anything. That my kid just the other day, when we took him to the zoo in Houston, she went and found her a friend real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to each his own. I mean, I don't know how everybody else kids, but I know my kids, and them the only ones I have to be concerned about.
And then we talk about communication too. We look at, the kids that's in school now don't even communicate, because everybody's in their phones. Everybody's in the social media and stuff. They'll talk via that, but they don't.
Girls hating on girls and doing this, and they getting caught up behind these little dudes, and they getting ran through in school. Yeah. And I don't need my children learning bad behaviors from other people's kids, because I don't know how everybody else treats their own children. And that shit rub off, because I have impressionable ass kids. I know this as a parent, and I know if my kids pick up on that shit, it's only one place they could have learned it, because they didn't learn it from me and my wife.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a job staying on top of that shit because again, like I say,
Exactly.
every bad information is coming from every angle. Shit, even on the fucking YouTube, you can't even.
Exactly.
They had the YouTube Kids app, and
they
kids
got
can't
all
even
these
watch
challenges, the lollipop, the twerk challenges, and doing all of this dumbass shit. Why do you have phones in high school? Why are you on social networks? Why the fuck are you got 30-some thousand followers at 16, 17 years old? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's not really. The shit is sickening. It's come from a totally different time. Teachers really don't care, but that's a difference between a teacher and an educator. An educator, like Unique, may actually care about her children and put them on the right path in life, and those children will always come back and show love to Unique. But she can't say the same about her constituents who she knows ain't shit.
Yeah, look, Unique now, look, because it was real funny, man. Like I see your head, man, talking about this a Kush deal and softball. Like I say, we just free range kind of conversation, but
free ranging, yeah.
we're gonna talk a little bit of sports here in a second. There's something I want to talk about, but I remember having a conversation maybe a year or two ago with an ex-teacher of mine, and boy, when I say she started spilling the sauce about everything that was going on around our time, she let loose. I mean, these teachers know the teachers fooling with the kids. I mean, and she was naming off dudes who was fooling with the young girls, women who was fooling with the young dudes. Like she was just, I'm like, man, you need to write a book and call it Tales from the Teachers Lounge. You know what I'm saying? That would be a bestseller.
And Ali, what is the status quo? Because I'm going back and I'm reading some of these messages. I want to know what's the status quo. You mean that they feel that your children should be dropped off and picked up, and these motherfuckers just getting your kid to school is a challenge in itself. Come on, school transportation, motherfuckers be on the wrong bus and all kind of crazy shit. Like you hear shit like this too often,
man,
and it scares. As a parent, I'm in fear for my children. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny you bring that up because, like I said, we had a situation with that not too long ago. It happened multiple days in a row. But like I say, that type of stuff is crazy. But like I said, we're gonna give y'all a little bit of sports. I know y'all want to talk a little sports.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get on sports, and I'll chop it up with you, Unique. I'll get you. We can chop it up. Trust me, we can definitely do that.
And so, like I say, so I saw something I mentioned earlier. And this is something we talked about because, man, you made the joke the other day. That shit had me laughing. I was laughing about it while I was thinking about this. They say you put the T on the end of PFF and it's you know what I'm saying? 'Cause again, the PFF is worse than ESPN with these stats that they and falsely create. That's why I say this is why I'm not a stat person. If it don't pass the eye test, then I don't agree. I don't address it. It's not real to me because, they made a comparison talking about and this is a stupid stat to me because again, like when you start putting all these qualifiers into it, it's no longer a stat, dog. It's just an interesting fact, maybe, or an interesting point to make, but it's not a fact. So they're talking about most touchdowns with a clean pocket for 3 seconds. Right. And Deshaun Watson's in the conversation, Wentz's in the conversation, Brady's in the conversation. But who cares about who's number one when you're comparing people who didn't play a full season? You need to throw some extra qualifiers in there. Let's go ahead and talk about who had a full season in this number of games if you're gonna try to do that. Because let's be honest, if Deshaun Watson would have had a full season, he'd have been number one on the list. Because I think on that list he probably had the shortest amount of time, and he was still like 5th or 6th on the list or whatever. So, like I say, these stupid things, like that's what I say, man. Like when all these type of things float around, like it's interesting. I understand it. It can give you some perspective, but this shit ain't stats, dog. The same way with ESPN. Well, on a Tuesday with green pants on, the best Celtics player is and then it starts just saying all kind of little stupid shit to try to make it sound like, and this shit is not facts. This shit is not stats. And this is why I say, man, it's hard for me to buy into all that bullshit. I'm like, man, you really taking the point out of the game because initially it's supposed to be enjoyment, entertainment, and all that. And then, you can look at some numbers and say, okay, well, that's interesting. Okay, well, this you can find tendencies. But when you start digging that deep and you start putting all these twists on it and all this extra shit on it, it's no longer even relevant. It's just a fucking a statement, if you will. It's just an interesting point that you came across when you were scanning through numbers and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You say, y'all wish me luck. I have sleep paralysis trying to get a medical discharge with it. Man, hey, that sleep paralysis ain't no joke, man. Like that shit there is wild. But like I say, Astros about to go extra innings. Yeah, they got to get the W, man. They definitely got to get the W. Yeah, but I see that too trending that like homeschool is growing though. I've seen a lot more.
Homeschool has grown to a point. It's millions of people doing this shit across the nation. And if y'all really did y'all research on homeschool is far more beneficial to you and your children. And I'm only gonna leave it at that. It's only so much I can say about it because a lot of people really haven't. Because the knock against homeschool is, oh, they're socially awkward. That shit is a bullshit lie. That's what they tell you to discourage your children from being at home with their parents to actually learn.
Shit, look, if you care about your kids, you don't want their asses going to prom. I know what I did at prom. I don't want my kid going to no prom.
And see, people think because your kids are in, because people think your kids are in homeschool, they still don't get to do social activities like football, basketball, can be part of school. They can still get to do every single thing that a person in public school gets to do, and they have a much lesser workload. It's less stressful for them. It's less stressful for you as a parent, and at the end of the day, they get to retain information and move towards progress a lot quicker than somebody in public school. And
I think it builds a strong relationship between the parents and the children. Man.
Exactly.
Man, and I agree with you, man. It's like I say with you got a lot of, but what I think, man, and like I be having to catch myself too, because I be on, man, these liberal people, they're going crazy. It's the extremes. And I think like I said, what you have most people, I think 70% of people are somewhere in the moderate area. They may lean a little right. They may lean a little left. I think you have extremes on both sides. You got like a 15% just extreme liberals. You got about 15% of just extreme, that alt-right conversation. And all those people are fucking crazy. And all those people that are on the far extreme fringes are ruining society for everybody. Because those crazy people are the ones that make the most noise. Because people, like I say, who are more moderate between, they going on about their lives. They taking care of their problems. They're handling their own business. They're not worried about these little extra specific problems that are really irrelevant to the majority of Americans, the majority of people in life. And I think those people are the ones on your social medias because they're crazy. They ain't got nobody to talk to in real life. So they own social media congregating with all the other crazy people. And they're making a bunch of noise when that's not, I truly don't want to believe that's how a lot of people think. But at the same time, obviously it has some basis in it because a lot of people do think that way. But I don't think it's an overwhelming majority. I just think you have a lot of crazy people on the fringe, and these people are making the most noise. So that's why it looks like some of this shit looks a lot worse than I think it really is. You know what I mean? But still, so like I say, I think I still think it's something that you have to, you kind of got to keep an eye on because, those small movements or how things get upset and how things get fucked over when you're not giving an eye on it, because they're those little underground things. But at the same time, I don't think it's just as bad as it is, but it could be if you continue to allow it to breathe.
There's always a flip side to the coin. It also wakes people up there who never would have had valuable information from the get-go had they not seen certain things. And when they get it, and it's certain things that can be shared on social media that are good for humanity, not just a certain group of people. You know what I'm saying? And everybody needs to unite. But because of the state that my people are in, and by my people I mean black people in particular, I'm very concerned about my group, because we're at the bottom of a totem pole and a lot of bullshit, especially when it comes to social and economic situations, in this country. So I can't really worry about other groups of people until my people are right first. It's no shot to anybody else. But at the end of the day, I have to help my brother, and my brother has to help me. That's the only way we grow.
What's the motherfucking deal? Tightens up. Always good to see you, man.
What's good? Tightens up. What's good, homie?
Yeah, and I agree with you though. Unique that teachers are in a dangerous situation because you got a lot of these people who send and again. And I'm not gonna put all the blame on the teachers. A lot of this shit is the parents. It's the parents who don't give a. It's a bunch of parents who push their kids off and expect, well, let me send them to the babysitter because they think the school is the babysitter. And then when the school call and say, hey man, your kid over here wilding out. Oh, my kid never, not me. It used to be where parents and teachers came together to make sure the kid got right. Now it's the parent automatic because these parents nowadays want to be friends with their children. They want to be buddies with their kids, and so my kid will never. And then because you got them same parents.
We got to be honest. The government made it that way because the government made it to where you can't even discipline your own children. They have your DNA code They have all of your tendencies, good and bad, but you let alone the government can intervene with your children and tell you what you can and you can't do when you birth them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely ridiculous that the government gets in the way, and they do that because they know they don't need strong men in the households, especially in our communities, because at the end of the day, it teaches them, you know, they need to know their value. They need to get their guidance. There's a lot of good men in jail, went to jail for the wrong things. They in prison, some kind of bullshit, and they not part of the structure to keep them afloat. And it's unfortunate.
It is. It's very unfortunate. All right, we go for the rest of the stream. For less, we gonna talk sports. We gonna talk sports. We gonna give y'all what you want. Cause we gonna be in the Kush Den. I said Kush Den will be 10 tonight. We gonna talk domestic violence. We gonna talk about some other shit because I'm a kind of deep dive into that little situation that happened towards the end of the stream, the soft stream. Last night, trust me, everybody saw my demeanor change and I got a little angry, but I'm gonna go into some details with that. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about domestic violence, so make sure y'all tune into that because I definitely want to hear y'all's opinions and thoughts, but we'll get into that later. We're gonna get back on the sports talk. We're gonna talk about what's going on around the city. We're gonna talk about what we gotta do to get rid of Rhino. We got to talk about why we need to re-sign Luke Mbamute. I don't know why they bullshit on that, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to talk about the waiting game. And what are we waiting on? Do you guys think that Maury still has a plan? Do you think that he's just waiting to see what else is going to happen? Do you think he's behind the scenes trying to finagle for another major player, maybe putting trades on the table?
You have 117 million left right now. You can still go get you the player that you want from any other team. You can still get those things to go your way, and you don't have to wait on anything. Why are you waiting for other teams to coop in? Because when you wait long, you wait wrong. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Golden State is showing everybody, y'all don't get y'all shit together, we're going to swoop in and we're going to get y'all players. No problem. And it ain't shit y'all going to be able to do about it on either conference. You know, so, you know, it's absolutely ridiculous that, you know, Maury is kind of not being as aggressive as he has been in later seasons, because that's a major reason why Rockets fans were looking forward to the offseason, because we figured, well, shit, we got Maury finna do his thing. And he's dragging his feet, and we can't have that. It's like him and Brian Gaine are pretty much on the same frequency this year in terms of free agency.
But like I see, what that man made a good point though. Like you said, he traded for Harden a week before the start of the season. He, like I said, I just don't see him. I agree. Like I don't see Maury just sitting out the entire. He may be stalling out, but Maury out there playing chess. He ain't playing checkers, man. Because Maury is masterminding something. He's got something up his sleeve. I feel like always. Even when he posts these, I know people get mad. Braylon was mad at him for eating lunch. He said he wasn't allowed to eat because he ain't made no travel. Like, well, goddamn, man, the man can't get his nourishment. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But my thing is this, though. I think that Maury's kind of waiting on a couple of things. I'm sure he has some offers on the table. But at the same time, you got to take in a couple of factors. And it's something I want to discuss. Did the Rockets put the fear into Golden State last year, because now they still desperate making a move? You have Kevin Durant, you have all that other stuff. You would think that they'd be content. Now they got to try to run out and get Boogie. Is it something that the Rockets did that made the Warriors realize that they're not as good as they think they are? That there is another team, or that a right combination? Because again, it was only two quote unquote superstars, and Chris Paul wasn't even considered an all-star last year. And we put them on their back. We had their back up against the wall. Had Chris Paul not got hurt, the Warriors are defeated. You know what I mean? So do you feel like they kind of smell that fear, and we still kind of desperate to make a couple of moves? So that's how I'm thinking. You know, but they're making the moves, and that's the problem, because now they're getting stronger, and we're at a point where we lost Ariza. Cool, he's a key defender. I would hate to lose Luke, and I don't think Capella's going anywhere, because again they came out and said that Capella, they will not lose Capella. Like they're gonna match whatever offer Capella gets. So
I mean, well, they don't need to be talking about it. They need to be talking to Capella and his team and get that deal done. Why are they bullshit? Mm-hmm. Stop talking about it in the media. Just get the shit done. We don't need to know about what you're doing. Just fucking do it already.
Yeah, but see, what I think they're trying to do is that's why I say that's why I got worried, is because I think they're trying to lowball Capella. I think they're only gonna match whatever offer gets made, instead of putting an offer on the table
And that's
and paying them
ridiculous.
too much more. Now, exactly. That's
ridiculous.
what I think too is. So I understand maybe they're trying to finagle and see, like I say, do something with the money, trying to maybe save as much as possible. But I think when you got a guy like that who can be the future of the franchise, unless they think, well, we just need Capella for one more year and Zochi gonna be the man. I don't think so. I'm not. I'm not high on the Zochi. I know a lot of people think he's gonna be the man eventually. I just and I know people that disagree with people that hit me on the gram. Shout out to everybody who follow on the gram and definitely be commenting on the post, man, and definitely giving their opinions. I appreciate all that. Make sure y'all follow us Sauce Sports HTX, Instagram and Twitter. And they should drop your Twitter because it's Third Coast Sports or is Third Coast Sports TV on the Twitter.
What was that?
Well, so your Twitter, is it Third Coast Sports or is it Third Coast Sports TV?
No. It's mine is Third Coast Sports TV. I mean, but my actual my tag is at Third Course _sports.
Okay. So make sure y'all follow, man.
Yeah, matter of fact, I put it in the let's see.
Do you think the Rockets win a champion? LeBron? No, I don't think he would, because then I think he would have really felt like he'd have been KD in it if the Rockets won a championship. That's what I said early in the year. I'm like, if the Rockets win it all, you can definitely expect LeBron not to come here because he'd be doing the Kevin Durant. Well, they won a championship, so let me run over there. Like I said, I think he made a move. I think it's going to be some real super snake shit going on next free agency. So we'll see what happens. But this year, right now, the Rockets can't fall back. And I want to talk about something real quick that I need to address because I've been seeing so much of it, and this shit makes me fucking sick. All these motherfuckers out here running all these Houston pages, from Houston Twitter accounts to Houston fucking Instagrams and all this.
HoustonTexans.fc. Like, oh my God, all of these bullshit, and they be all they do is copy other people's shit, copy and paste this shit like all day. And I am so sick of them following me. I am so sick of it, bro. I don't even, if you're not Texans territory,
I fuck with Palace.
Texans, Texans Palace. I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah, and like I say,
honestly,
look,
you don't. I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah,
don't send me no request or nothing.
Exactly. Just because your shit say Texas or Houston or don't mean I'm finna follow back, dog. But because like what I'm seeing though too is a lot of these motherfuckers talking about, we reaching a truce with Spurs fans and OKC fans and even just like, man, ain't no motherfucking truce, dog. There ain't no motherfucking truce. Because the Rockets was the only motherfuckers who were trying to take aim at Golden State, where everybody, we'll just see what happens in a couple of years. Now y'all motherfuckers talking about you. These teams ain't on our level, dog. Like, why take a step down and be like, we're gonna reach a truce with these guys because Golden State got better? Man, fuck that bullshit. Yeah, we aiming to get. We ain't, because when we go and we win it all.
Ain't down or you San Antonio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, ain't no way, dog. Ain't no truce. You know what I'm saying? It's nowhere in the Texas Triangle. It ain't no truce. You know what I'm saying? Like, because first and foremost, yes, fuck Golden State. When we see them in the playoffs, we have to deal with them. But first and foremost, we play these teams every year, and it's fuck them first. So exactly. Like all this true shit, man. Miss me with that bullshit.
How many times in the year? Like 5 times?
Yeah, 4 or 5 times. Yeah, we gonna see the Spurs, man. And so, like I say, you go like fuck a truce. Like, I can't even fathom that coming out of somebody's mouth as a true Houston fan. Period. That's like saying, well, all right, we're gonna have a truce with the Titans because the Jags got better. Like, get the fuck out of here. There ain't no motherfucking way, dog.
No way.
Again, like I say, people be on some other shit.
It ain't even H-Town that you'd even have that mentality. How did you adopt that mentality?
Exactly.
You was a bandwagon fan from the get-go.
Exactly. There ain't no way that you from the H and feeling that way and thinking it's okay to be that way. Unless y'all on some of this new age shit, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be jamming that little Uzi. Y'all might be with that shit. I don't know.
Right. Nah, you know what I'm saying? None of this whole shit. None of these whole ass music you talking about.
The Michael Carter Williams, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I say, had potential. It's for the price, I can't complain. Little cheap 1 year deal, 1.5, I think, something like that.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't even know who that was.
Yeah, like I say, his name was like, something a few years ago, but he's been hurt every fucking year. Like I say, he has potential, and if he can be healthy and give you what he gave you the rookie year, it's a big win. but I doubt that you're going to get that because, again, what history has shown is that, you know what I'm saying, he too light to fight. He get banged up all the time, and he, you know what I'm saying?
If he can't play on the same level of what Ariza just did or better than what Ariza just did, then that's a loss for us. He's not
giving you what Ariza got. But again, if he's healthy, he can. But it's about him being healthy and staying consistent, and he just hasn't been able to do that in the past 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, basketball isn't even a brutal sport. To be honest, I don't even know, unless it's a freak accident, how are you just getting injured playing basketball? Yeah, honestly, that's an honest question I've always wanted to ask.
If it's anything outside of an ankle, I don't understand it. Ankle's the only thing I could understand in basketball.
I can understand a meniscus tear depending on how you come down on your knee. If you come down all stupid and you get all hung and somebody's up under you, you know, or you can. I understand how a shoulder injury could happen. You know, if you falling over people and you land on the hardwood or wrong the same way, or you get thrown into that damn goal post or some shit like that. Okay, a couple of exceptions can be made if you diving on fans and shit like that because you're getting pushed, but the rate of injuries that's happening in the NBA should not really exist the way that they are. I mean, your finger getting jammed should really be about the most that's really going on.
Yeah, they out there playing prison league basketball and some shit going on.
It don't make no sense to me.
Man. But yeah, you ain't lying, 335, man. Like, how does Kevin Love get concussions? How are you getting concussions in a basketball game? Yeah, like, because
I've never heard of a concussion in a basketball game ever in my life.
I want to say it was Kevin Love that got a concussion in a motherfucking basketball. I have no idea. Like,
where they do that at?
How do you get that? Now, and speaking of Kevin Love, and I got some people asked about that. I would not be opposed to picking up Kevin Love. Solid rebounder, solid shooter.
Does he play 3 or the 4?
No, he had a 4. And so,
he needs to play the 4.
And like I said, getting rid of Rhino.
Are you comfortable enough with him playing 4, and do you think he will be good enough with us on the boards?
Yeah, I have no problem. Like I say, from the stretch, I mean, I have no problem with Kevin Love. Like I say, he would be an instant upgrade over Rhino. Now, defensively, he's no Tucker, but Tucker gives you that versatility. But Kevin Love would be a welcome addition.
Did PJ Tucker get away from us?
No. We still got Tucker. Tucker ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Is Gordon still? Oh, we still do.
We still got Gordon.
Have Gordon too?
Yeah, but see now, a lot of people were talking about, you know, with Gordon and Tucker, you know, offering them in a trade for Butler, and I'm not necessarily with that. I think because people were talking about Tucker, Gordon, and a first. I'm like, that's way too much.
That trade kind of reminds me, because you have great role players. That trade reminds me of when we got rid of Cassell, Mario Elie, you know, Kenny Smith, all of these guys for Barkley. Now, I'm not saying this guy's no Charles Barkley or anything like that. I'm not saying that because he's a Hall of Famer. But it just seems like giving up too much depth for one player is just not the way to go when we have to face Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. Exactly. Because we're going to be the only team in the West to contend with them, period.
Exactly. But the key is, like I say, because the thing that really had us in contention, though, was that defense. So offensively, getting better offensively is not necessarily the key that we need. We need guys who can kind of give it to you both ways. So that's why I say I'm not opposed to Butler. But then I think with your pairing Gordon and Tucker, I think you're giving up too much by putting Tucker in that mix. Yeah. Like maybe Gordon in a first, something of that nature. But Tucker, throwing Tucker in that mix, I'm just the energy that Tucker brings.
I really don't want either one of them to go because. Yeah. Showing what they did in the playoffs, they were clutch when we needed them. They were hitting big-ass shots. Tucker was going up and was just a dog. He didn't give a fuck who you was. He was going to go get it. And Gordon, come on, bro. When you need a big-money shot and your other player's not on, who do you trust with the ball in your hands? Eric Gordon, you trust that man. Like, I'm a believer. Like, you let Ariza go? Okay, I understand. Sign Clint. Get Clint done. Yeah. Get Clinton done before you even think about bringing anybody else in here first. If you can go get a free agent, and matter of fact, I just saw a trade where they was talking about what they wanted for the Lakers, and I mean, for Kawhi, and Daryl Morey, after seeing that shit, what Kawhi said, he should have jumped all over that. And I mean, at the end of the day, what is two first rounders really doing for the Rockets right now when our team is pretty much stacked? And you bring a player like Kawhi who's beat LeBron in the finals. that would serve well against your team. He has played very well against Kevin Durant and anybody else, you know. And the fact that you're gonna end up seeing both of them in the playoffs anyway, it would only serve you to have a player like Kawhi on the squad like that with CP3, Gordon, Tucker, Capella, and Harden. Come on, bro.
My thing with Kawhi, though, I think what a lot of teams are scared of is him only being giving up a bunch and then him only being a 1-year rental, because, you know, the rumor is that he wants to go to LA. So, you know, he only got a year left on that contract. So you trade him and then, he up and leaves.
But he also didn't say the LA Lakers. He didn't say that. He said LA. LA has 2 teams. And why would he want to play on the team with LeBron when he's beat LeBron already in the fucking playoff? Kawhi ain't even made like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so why wouldn't he want to go to the Clippers or somebody like that, you know, to upset the established order?
That'd be interesting to see, though. Man, let's talk a little Texans real quick. Anthony Gucci wants me to recognize. Anthony throws a lot of hate in the conversation until he gets recognized.
Anthony's the type. Yeah, Anthony goes out of his way to get men's attention. We already know what it is. He did that a couple of streams ago, and I had to go ahead and give him a shout out because he wouldn't shut the hell up.
Yeah. That's his way of showing love, man. You know, that's just him. Some people get it a little twisted. You know, him.
He looks like the type. He looked like the type of motherfucker who will DM you, man. Shut up, you fuck nigga. And then when you say something to him, and then when you diss his ass, he be like, oh man, I'm just a fan, man. I just wanted to go ahead and give you a shout out, man. That shit just happened to Nick Nack Paddywhack and Dan Rue on fucking Instagram. Some motherfucker went just yesterday. What did that? Is that saying that, man, you a fuck nigga, this and that? And then Nick Nack Paddywhack wrote back, you lame nigga. Went back, posted his profile and all of this shit. And he was talking about he was going to the army, and then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be going to the army. Nick Nack Paddywhack goes under his comment section and say, yeah, he'll be dead by the end of the year. And then blocked him.
God damn. So I realized what's the motherfucking deal, man. It's all Gucci. You know me, I'll take none of that shit personally. That's your fingers and energy on that shit.
Sean Real Live, what's good, man? You was fucking subbed to me already. You must have unsubbed and then subbed and all that shit the other day. I was like, man, I could have swore this motherfucker was subbed to me. And I guess he unsubbed and subbed back. But it's all love, though. I ain't tripping.
Already. Yeah, man, look, dog, just as long as y'all ain't on that Real Family shit, Real Family ass be DMing with the most suspect shit. I'm telling you, I swear Real Family from Atlanta, dog. He be on some real suspect tomfoolery, man.
What do you be talking about?
He be just sending some, man. This nigga be sending just some off the wall. I'm gonna send you some of this shit. Just some suspect. This motherfucker was determined to try to get me to see the fucking Kendall Lamb twerk video. He had that shit saved in his bookmarks or something, because this motherfucker tried to send that shit too many times, and I'm like, man, I'm not feeling. How do you have this? How do you have the ability to reference this so quick? You must have this saved on your shit or something. You watching this shit like he be on some other shit, man. But you know, that's Real Family. You know, he on that Atlanta shit. It is what it is.
But like it's all good, Sean. I understand. I've done that shit before too. So that's how I figured. That's why I was like, I ain't take it personal. Most people like I wouldn't even have noticed that shit until I saw it in my because they don't always give you a notification that somebody subbed to you. You know what I'm saying? And you just be seeing your numbers that went up, and I'm almost at 300. It seemed like ever since over the last couple weeks, since I started to do videos and shit like that, shit picked right back up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in a few boxing streams, and that shit right there, that shit helped too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I got a few more videos that I'm gonna be pumping out. I'm gonna be home next week, so I'm gonna be doing videos all motherfucking week next week. So I got shit to do. I got shit to talk about.
All right, let's before we slide out here, let's talk a little Texans, because I'm gonna get ready for 10 to slide again. You say Georgia annexed ATL though. We don't claim them types. I'm telling y'all, look, I know about them Georgia boy. I ain't hating on Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I know around Atlanta, but that actual Atlanta. It's some other stuff going on there.
Like in my experience, when I was in the military, bro, like Georgia boys was really like half and half. Yeah. Like in my experience, in my own personal experience, but a lot of people have tended to agree with me. But a lot of dudes from certain areas, I got people from Macon, Thomasville, Of course, Atlanta. One of my closest partners from Atlanta.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I got people from pretty much from all over. You know what I'm saying. Georgia boys be hit and miss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. It's either they be. It ain't no in between. It's either they are cool or they not. It ain't no you are. It ain't you. It's either you fuck with them or you don't.
I had a partner, but like I said, I ain't hollered him in a while, but he was cool ass nigga from Atlanta, from around the way. But like I say, man, I see y'all talking about Watson and if he's gonna bounce back to be himself. I see y'all talking about Watt, and let's just throw a little poll out there, a little unofficial poll. Who do you see?
Hell yeah, Devontae Love, you can't go nowhere. Let me just address that.
Oh, man.
Yes, bro. You can't go anywhere in the military and not see a Dallas Cowboy fan. You know the stupidest places in the country that I didn't see Dallas playing for? Like, how in the fuck are you in the DMV area, like Virginia specifically, but be a Cowboys fan when y'all got the Redskins? Like, I never understood that. It never made no sense to me. Dallas Cowboys fans be coming out of the fucking woodwork. It really don't count to me unless you were a part of the 94 class. Like, if you are part of this generation and you support these losers that they got as Cowboys now, like, if you're not from the 70s and the 80s, when Tom Landry and you know what I'm saying, and from way back then, it's a totally different call. I can respect those fans because they know the real truth and they actually bash their team when they ain't doing good. But outside of that, bro, I mean, Cowboys fans, they everywhere. They in Korea, they in Kuwait, they in Iraq, they in Iran. It ain't nowhere in the world you can go and not see a Dallas Cowboy jersey or hat.
All right. We usually, normally I don't do this, but since y'all made the request, keep the party going. So here's the deal. You need a troll. Well, the troll got to pay the toll. So like I say, man, the thing is this, man. How do you feel? Do you see Watson bouncing back to the level he was on or improving? Yes. And same question about J.J. Watt. What do you see him?
I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get J.J. Watt out of the way first because I'm going to expand on my answer heavily when it comes to Deshaun Watson. Okay. As far as J.J. Watt goes, I think because after being in rehab and being around Deshaun Watson and Whitney Merciless and building a much tougher camaraderie and Deshaun Watson keeping him focused more than J.J. Watt having to keep Deshaun Watson focused, I think is going to bode well for J.J. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be all pro. I'm not saying he's going to do this, he's going to do that. But, he's going to have to show us because we're accustomed to seeing J.J. playing a certain kind of way. Even if he was to play like he did in 2014 and 15, he's not the staple. He's no longer the staple of the team anymore. It's clearly Deshaun Watson because the way that this team is going to go as he goes.
You made a good point there. I want to expand on that comment. So do you think that J.J. Watt finally seeing, and I'm not saying that, Hopkins, I'm not saying A.J., but seeing a real leader on offense, do you think that's kind of the inspiration that you would say would be the extra motivation?
I think because the fact he knows that now the pressure is no longer on him, that the pressure that he's felt from the offense in the past will no longer have to weigh on his shoulders, and he can truly focus on defense and truly just make the plays that he knows he's capable of making, that his body will allow him to do. So as long as he's healthy, then J.J. Watt will be J.J. Watt. I don't really see his technique, his play, his IQ falling off because – I mean, him not being in front of on the field actually teaches him, and he gets to see things that he can be able to utilize in the season once he's able to get back on the field. So I can say that he can still be a great player. Will he be the J.J. Watt of old? I don't know. Plenty of players have come back from gruesome injuries and have come back to have a few more years in their prime to, have some, to finish off and have stellar careers. But we're going to get off of J.J. and I'm going to get into the Deshaun Watson.
Hold on. Before we do that, I got one more little question. I got something I just thought about. And I want the chat to answer this one too. What is the percentage chance? Now, you remember a few years back, Watt had him a couple of offensive touchdowns. What is the percentage chance that we see a Deshaun Watson to J.J. Watt touchdown this season?
I don't see it, and the main reason why is because George Gossett is not the coordinator anymore. All that happened under George Gossett. It did not happen under Bill O'Brien as an offensive coordinator. So we got to think about that. number two, we have far more valid weapons on offense that J.J. Watt will not be needed and to be taking away offensive production from any player that we have, because they need to show that they deserve to be on this team and that they deserve to make the plays on a consistent basis. That's number two. If you're going to do this, I mean, if you were to just do it in, nobody's going to be surprised about it anyway, because they actually tried to do that shit in the 2015 season, the year after he was scoring all those touchdowns, and those plays couldn't work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They had Vince Wilfork and shit in the backfield, and they had J.J. Watt on that. This shit just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So it would be no point to do that. It absolutely makes no sense to bring J.J. Watt, because people are automatically going to key in on that shit, and I don't think he's going to have the same level of success he had. But then again, I might be wrong. You can't coach 6'5", 270, 280, and he still got hands, and he works on his hands. So I'm very sure he can make plays and goal line distances. But, I mean, we're going to see.
Okay. No.
In terms of, but how do you feel about JJ? Because before I get into my Deshaun Watson, because I definitely want to talk about him next. And matter of fact, I want you to give your spiel on Deshaun Watson before I do.
Okay. So here's my deal with JJ. I don't doubt the man's heart. I don't doubt his work ethic. These are things that you can I'll never take away from him. We've seen how hard he goes. Sometimes he may have went too hard, and that might be why he's kind of in the situation that he is in. But hopefully he's smarter. He says he's smarter with his body. I want to give that new strength and conditioning coach his due, because everybody seems to have rave reviews about him. JJ set a high standard for himself, so I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to get back to that. So I'm not going to say he gets back to that level. I'm going to agree with a lot of that I've seen in the chat. I see him, I see a peak. I see about 85 to 87% of that JJ at best, but I'm expecting more along 70 to 75%. I'm expecting not because of all physical issues. I think there's going to be a little bit of mental in it too, because after missing, consecutive seasons, or the majority of consecutive seasons, I think it's going to be a little bit of an issue. Then, sometimes how you can want something too bad. And I think that first sack, he's going to want that sack just a little too bad. You know what I'm saying? And I think it might be a little bit before he gets that first sack. I think he might be working a little hard. Again, teams are going to try to stop him from getting that. I think it's going to be real interesting to see how it plays out for JJ. But I see about, like I say, at the lowest 70%, at the peak maybe 87%. I'm not even going to call him back 90% JJ.
I had an out-of-state license, basic credit card.
So, I'll get that conversation. I'll let him get that. But like I say, and then, okay. No, I was expanding on the JJ. I've had you having the little conversation back there, so I put it on mute for just a second, but you're good now. But like I was saying, I say for JJ, like I say, at the lowest 70%, at the highest about 87% of that. That's the peak I see him being. With Watson, I think the sky is the limit, because I think, again, he was a rookie, so I don't think we saw peak Watson. I know people can talk about the knee injury, whatever, but again, he had that injury before and bounced back better than ever. I see it, which the way he's recovered before, I'm going to take that into account, thinking that he has a better training staff, a better medical staff around him. So I don't expect there to be a problem. Again, he came out the knee brace, a couple of weeks ago, and he was moving nicely.
No, he came out the knee brace like over a month ago.
Yeah, and like I said, and the thing too is, just something about, I know you've mentioned footwork, but something about those passes are looking, I mean,
they're crispy.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I had to hit Bray Coleman up. Bray Coleman had a tweet that he put out, and he was talking about how people were saying they figured like he was going to end up hitting the sophomore slump. And Brett Coleman was like, what evidence do you have to support that shit? I'm like, and I expanded. I was like, bro, not only of all quarterbacks who started last year, he had the least amount of drops. I believe it was between 2 to 4 drops on the entire season. So not only does he throw an accurate ball, not only does he throw the ball in the right zip code where people can make passes, even when he misses the ball. And Okoye Media even expanded on that when he was talking about how horrible Dak Prescott was in terms of how Deshaun Watson was playing, and he was a younger player. You know what I'm saying? So to say that Deshaun Watson, y'all just don't understand what this man's footwork is. Looking how he's moving, how he's turning. You know what I'm saying? I can see he got his strength. I can see when the injury happened, he never looked frustrated. Like he was bending, like he was bending like on his knees, leaned over and shit in games the following week. And the Rams game on the sidelines with no brace, no nothing. You like, man, is this motherfucker supposed to be having surgery or some shit like that?
Yeah.
And the fact that it was a clean tear and he went overseas to go get it repaired in Switzerland, you know, with stem cell research, only increased his recovery time a hell of a lot sooner versus had he got that situation fixed. And y'all got to take a lot of things into consideration when it comes to Deshaun Watson. And when I saw him in Super Bowl with no
kind of cutting
and
it
hitting
out
all of those. Oh, my bad. I'm on this damn elevator.
Oh, okay. And I just want to make sure everybody get the whole point so everybody.
Yeah. I was saying when he was in Super Bowl week, and he was just hitting those passes so accurately. You know what I'm saying? Just back and forth, with the exception, and just seeing the competitiveness in him to make the right plays. You can tell he was frustrated. He didn't make no play, but you could just tell, like, he was like, we ain't going to break till I hit this motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going on break. You tripping, bro. I'm trying to hit the break. I'm trying to hit that Prescott. Fuck that Prescott. Yeah. Deshaun Watson.
Prescott
I'm the real number 4.
Yeah.
And we're going to see week 5.
Now, hold on, I want to address a little comment quick. You know, Clarence says, you know, everybody will look nice in OTAs. Every QB is looking good in OTAs, training camp, non-contact. Everybody except for Blake Bortles, though.
I ain't talking I'm talking about mechanics. You talking about actual gameplay. Mechanics need to be worked on before you can actually progress in the game. Let's see what Mariota and Blake Bortles mechanics looking like right now. I can guarantee you ain't nobody from their franchises. I can guarantee you Sports Fan Entertainment, MJ. I can almost guarantee you any Jaguars fan that actually does Jaguars content, if there is such a thing. I guarantee you none of them will be able to say nothing to what we're saying about Deshaun Watson because it's not evident. But it is for our quarterback.
Sausage shell. That's fucking funny. So like I say, man, this is what we gonna do here, man. We about to call it a wrap because I said I'm gonna dive into the end here at 10. We gonna talk about some things. But I wanna say I appreciate everybody falling through. Anthony, for you trying to spread your salt, you know what I'm saying, all your sodium. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady going to fall out in the middle of the field because his wife going to beat him. We talking about domestic violence. You know, Giselle beats on Brady. That's how he got all them unknown concussions that she talking about that nobody had record of. Yeah, shout out to the Astros. Again, like, see, why does it seem like y'all so worried, Clarence, about Watson being hurt? Y'all should want to fade. That's like y'all only thing. Like, why y'all so worried? Are you afraid that he might do some damage? I mean, cause that's the only thing. Like, he's hurt.
But I guarantee you, Clarence, after week 1 in the locker room, Jalen Ramsey was like, "Yo, the fucking stupidest shit that the Texans could have did was play Tom Savage because he knew." And when they don't think that this season that y'all finna have some cakewalk and it's gonna be easy to torch y'all with better quarterback play. We not finna get it misconstrued. It don't take much to beat y'all. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even really. Y'all got a good defense, but y'all defense can be exploited easy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we're not gonna act like the Jags are the toughest team in the division to beat because they're not. Because they have one season of semblance of success. Because it's been 10 years before last year y'all even went to the playoffs, let alone won a division. This was like the first time in y'all history y'all even won a division. I looked it up. Like, y'all don't even win the division. Y'all won the division last year. Whoa, whoop-de-doo. We've been doing it over the last 6 seasons. We've done it, 4 of the last 6-7 seasons? Where have y'all been at? You know, y'all been in the top 5 drafting for 6-7 years?
Yeah, I mean, eventually that talent has to add up. It took long enough. You got all those top picks, but
come on, man.
It is what it is. Like I say, man, I see you, Chandler, man, and I ain't mean to forget you. Let me answer this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump off here because I need to get ready for the den. What a chance of Clint Capella? They're still not signed. I think Clint ends up getting signed no matter what. The Rockets have kind of addressed that they're going to that they're gonna sign in whatever they're gonna match whatever offer. Jimmy Butler, we kind of mentioned it earlier about folks wanting a lot for him, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that. But with that being said, man, like I say, hey, Sauce Nation. Y'all are fresh motherfucking ingredients. Good night, Miss Unique. Glad you could fall through. Appreciate everybody. Again, like I say, y'all, if y'all out there popping fireworks, if y'all go and watch fireworks shows, whatever, be careful. Don't get stuck in traffic. If it's still raining wherever you at, don't drown. You know what I'm saying? So just be cool. But we're going to be in the den, and then there will be a mixer later on after the den. So make sure y'all fucking with all the flavors. But with that being said, man, Wink, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here? I think it disappeared. Well, with that being said, we're gonna chuck up the deuce.
Hold on. Before you go, I just had to say to Clarence, y'all been in the team. Y'all been a team since '96 and have only won the division once. We've been in the division since 2002 and have won it 3 more times than y'all have. And y'all haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years. I mean, chunk that up, and we'll just go ahead and drop the mic on you. You go ahead and do what you do best, Honcho, and close the show out on Clarence.
Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Sauce Nation, y'all stay saucy. Another good Wink Wednesday, and we out.